Hey and welcome to the Daily Arsenal News Show. Let's begin with our daily news. Multiple Bundesliga clubs want Bernd Leno. Arsenal goalkeeper Bernd Leno is on the radar of several Bundesliga clubs, according to Football London. The Gunners' stopper has endured a difficult season, slipping from first choice to second choice. Leno joined Arsenal in 2018 from Bayer Leverkusen for a reported £19.1 million. The Germany international was first choice at the Emirates Stadium up until September last year. Following a poor start to the season for Arsenal, Arteta opted to give Aaron Ramsdale a chance in goal. The summer signing impressed from the off and quickly made the first choice gloves his own. Meanwhile, Leno has found himself warming the bench most of the time, with the occasional cup run out. He has only started one Premier League game since Ramsdale dethroned him as a number one. That was against Aston Villa in March, when the England international was out with a hip issue. The Daily Star recently reported that Arsenal could accept just £5 million for Leno. Leno has previously spoken of the initial frustrations of being dropped. It was a setback and a bitter moment, he told Spokes via goal.com in April. But that's sport. You have to accept that. It wasn't easy, but I couldn't feel sorry for myself. It was clearly communicated to me that it had nothing to do with my performance and was therefore difficult to accept at first. I had always played well in the years before and was hardly ever injured. That hits you hard. But, as I said, there is no reason to feel sorry for yourself. You have to look ahead and keep working on yourself. That's what I did. Arteta has previously lauded Leno as magnificent, but with Ramsdale now first choice and Matt Turner joining in this summer, it looks as though Leno could soon leave. Arsenal to make more money as midfielder closes in on a 4-year deal. Arsenal is set to earn a financial windfall as they close on offloading Lucas Torreira. The midfielder has spent the last two campaigns away from the club after he was made surplus to requirements by Mikel Arteta. The Spanish manager needs money in the next transfer window and would be delighted to hear Torreira is leaving. The Uruguayan is spending this season on loan at Fiorentina and it has been a successful campaign for him. However, his return to form will not earn him a place in the current Arsenal team. Instead, he will move to Florence permanently. Corriere dello Sport, as reported by Sport Witness, claims the Italians have been working on their offer to Arsenal for his signature. He will join them for around €15 million, a fee both clubs agreed on before he embarked on his temporary spell there this season. Torreira was one of our best players when he first moved to the club, so it's good to see him playing regularly. The former Sampdoria man just doesn't fit our current system. Making €15 million from his sale is a good piece of business for us and we can use that money to fund our spending this summer. Hector Bellerin may yet stay at the Emirates despite rumours he wants to leave. Arsenal defender Hector Bellerin may yet have a future at the Emirates Stadium. This is according to Team Talk, who claim the Gunners fullback is yet to decide on his future. Bellerin joined Arsenal back in 2011 when he was still a teenager. He was handed his debut by Arsene Wenger and many Arsenal fans were convinced that he'd be a future captain. Sadly, a terrible knee injury really hurt his confidence and he never quite recovered from that. The 26-year-old wanted to return to his native Spain in the summer and Mikel Arteta granted him his wish. Bellerin has enjoyed a new lease of life at Real Betis, making 31 appearances and winning the Copa del Rey in April. The Mirror recently reported that Bellerin has decided he wants to join Real Betis on a permanent deal. However, Team Talk has cited sources claiming that's not the case. The right back will reportedly make a decision after he returns to Arsenal at the end of the season. Although Takehiro Tomiyasu has excelled at right back, his recent injury highlighted a need for strength and depth. Indeed, Arteta has suggested himself that he could be planning for having Bellerin back in his squad next term. Any player with a contractual obligation with us, both ways, is our player and is considered our player, he said. Every player considers that possibility that Bellerin could stay, exist and how they can fit into our team. Arteta deemed him an exceptional player and an incredible person when he left on loan last year. With Arsenal closing in on a Champions League qualification, they need strength and depth. Would you like if Bellerin play again for us? Yes or no? Tell me in the comment. TalkSPORT pundit predicts Eddie Nketiah will now stay at Arsenal. Darren Ambrose has told TalkSPORT that he now thinks that Eddie Nketiah will stay at Arsenal beyond this season and may choose to go out on loan if he's not going to be a regular starter for Mikel Arteta. For much of the campaign, it appeared inevitable that Nketiah would be leaving the Emirates. His contract expires in the summer and he did not make his first league start until April. However, he's now first choice for Arteta's side. Nketiah scored twice as Arsenal secured a vital win over Chelsea in the race for the top 4 in the Premier League. The Gunners have now taken 9 points from their last 9, and that appears to have made the 22-year-old's future a little more difficult to predict. Arsenal are apparently planning to try and convince him to sign a new contract after all. The Gunners are going to sign a new striker in the summer, so that will surely influence his decision as he may well be wary of returning to being second choice. Some may still expect Nketiah to move on when his deal expires, but Ambrose has suggested that he can see the striker performing a U-turn and perhaps even deciding to try and push for a loan move instead. I think he will stay, but whether he'll stay in Arsenal as a player or go on loan I don't know, he told TalkSPORT. Arsenal are building something. He's 22, and if he is confident enough to one day be the focal point for Arsenal, he might stay and go on loan. Nketiah has had a taste of leading the line for Arsenal. If anything, that's only going to make him even more determined to make sure that he's playing regularly next season. With that in mind, a loan deal may be ideal for all parties. Nketiah gets the opportunity to continue developing, while Arsenal do not lose a youngster who has shown that he has real potential. It would be fantastic for the Gunners if they could ensure that he sticks around on the books for a little while yet. Manchester United transfer target to reject move to stay at Arsenal. Manchester United transfer target Gabriel Jesus is said to reject any move away from the club and stay at Arsenal. Gabriel had been linked with a move to Manchester United and Juventus, according to Di Marzio. However, the Arsenal defender is said to reject any move away and stay in North London, according to the Daily Express. With Manchester United struggling this season and set to go through a transitional phase with a new manager and a reshuffle behind the scenes, it may not be the most attractive club at the moment. The English Giants used to be able to attract some of the biggest players around Europe, but it's a bit of a risk signing for a club that looks set to fail in the Champions League and are about to bring in a manager who's yet to manage in England. Arsenal are a club on an upward trajectory with a squad full of young, hungry players and an exciting manager. Gabriel also reportedly feels moving clubs could be a gamble in terms of securing a place in the Brazil squad for the World Cup. Arsenal set to return for Serie A attacker Lautaro Martinez. Arsenal has reignited their interest in Lautaro Martinez, according to a report in the Times. The Argentinian has been on the radar for some time now, as he shines in Serie A for Inter Milan. Inter sold Romelu Lukaku last summer and wanted to keep Martinez to retain the core of their Serie A winning team. The Argentinian has now become the main man at the Italian club, but this has also attracted the attention of the likes of Arsenal and other European clubs. The Gunners need new attackers as they look to get back into the Champions League places. If they secure a top 4 finish at the end of this campaign, they would strengthen their squad, and the report claims their recent progress in that regard has made them reignite their interest in Martinez's signature. Martinez has been one of the finest strikers in Europe, and he would bring experience and expertise to the Emirates. He scored a goal against Liverpool at Anfield this season, which is a clear indication that he can do a job in the Premier League. He would not come cheap, but Arsenal should be prepared to pay high fee to land a player as good as he is. Manchester United may sell Arsenal target Marcus Rashford this summer. Manchester United could sell Marcus Rashford to Arsenal, and they are starting to think an exit could work well for all parties. Rashford has been linked with Arsenal, Barcelona and Newcastle. The Gunners need 2 new strikers, while the Magpies are looking to take their squad to the next level. The 24-year-old England international came through the ranks at Old Trafford, and his stagnation is a symptom of malaise at the club right now. United of course have a new manager in the shape of Erik ten Hag, and his opinion on Rashford will have a huge say in the forward's future. And the Telegraph are now reporting that there is a growing view at United that selling Rashford this summer could work out well for all concerned. The reports reads, Harry Maguire is not the only player Ten Hag is studying, with the new manager also analyzing Marcus Rashford, who has struggled all campaign. There is a growing sense that the 24-year-old and the club might actually benefit from him being sold. Rangnick has not changed his opinion that United need at least 2 new strikers, and Ten Hag is likely to agree with that, although it may depend on what future he believes there is for Rashford. Pep Guardiola not keen on letting Gabriel Jesus go to Arsenal. Arsenal seem to have settled on a striker for the coming season, with Gabriel Jesus identified as their new number 9, yet it appears that deal may have hit a snag, with Jesus' current manager looking to halt that transfer in its tracks. Last week, it had been reported by totovigaches.com that Arsenal and Manchester City had reached an agreement for the Brazilian forward this summer. He would add pace, finishing, and some excellent movement to an Arsenal front line that lacks several of those key traits. Yet, according to Football London, Gabriel Jesus may no longer be available. They say that Arsenal sporting director Edu has been told that Pep Guardiola will try to block any move for Gabriel Jesus. His recent good form has given Guardiola second thought about allowing him to depart. The 25-year-old has scored 7 goals and provided 2 assists in his last 6 matches. Within that run have been goals against Real Madrid and Liverpool, the creme de la creme of rivals too. While he has always been heavily involved in Manchester City's season since he arrived, the fact he hasn't been a regular throughout the season may play a role in any decision to leave. The Manchester Evening News reported a story broken by Gianluca Di Marzio that Erling Haaland may also be about to arrive at the Etihad Stadium, which would further complicate Jesus' quest for a starting role. If Guardiola is to keep Jesus, he must be convinced he can keep the Brazilian happy at City, or genuinely see him taking on a bigger role for his team. I will be uploading daily Arsenal news, so keep your eyes on the channel and don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support. Peace out.